Alright, this is my third time recording the audio for this, so hopefully it works this time, and hopefully my PS4 mic doesn't cut out and make weird beeping noises in the middle. What you're seeing right here is an 11-minute invasion. I think, like to most of you, if you're still active in this community, in the Dark Souls 3 PvP community, just Dark Souls community in general, that doesn't mean much to you. You know, we've seen 30-minute invasions, we've seen 60-minute invasions even in some videos, although we're lucky that a lot of us don't have to deal with them. But I think most of us can agree, like, your average invasion is not 11 minutes long. It's around 3 to 4 minutes long, depending on how many summons they have, where you are, where they are in the level. A Ring City invasion at the meta level, if it's just a 1v1, it could be like a 3-minute invasion, and 2.5 minutes of that is you running up from the steps to the bonfire that they're at, and then 30 seconds is you guys fighting. But this character right here, this is a level 52 character, so what I'm getting right here is probably new players to the game who are playing together, since it's just a guy and his Sunbro summon. Either that, or just people who are, you know, two friends who are replaying the game with new characters. Because they do seem to know what they're doing, at least. They're holding down this area, they know how to deal with invasions. But something this host does, which is important to note, is that he doesn't let the invasion define how he plays the level. Which, as a host, as just someone playing Dark Souls, that's what you should always have in your head. Never let that so-and-so has invaded marker, never let that just throw you off your game and make you run back to the bonfire or anything. Because that's counterproductive to everything about the Souls game. What's happened is that Dark Souls has decided right there to make your experience with the game a little bit more harder, which is fine. Or a little easier, depending on how bad the invader is. But as you can see, I'm using a bleed build for this. I got quite a lot of bleed damage on that Sunbro right there. I'm using the Warden Twin Blades, which have inherent bleed. I think I've buffed them with a sharp infusion, and then I'm using Karthus Rouge to put the bleed up even more. So something about bleed builds that you don't notice is that whenever they dodge or block an attack, a lot of the times, and every time with blocking, they will still get the bleed build up from you hitting them, even if you didn't hit them, even if it does no damage. If it's like a roll whiff, is what I would call it, I guess, where you hear the sound of them being hit but they don't get the damage, they will still get the bleed build up. So, you know, technically you could, without ever really hitting someone, still kill them with bleed build up and bleed damage. As you can see, I'm just basically harassing this Sunbro with the Warden Twin Blades. Because with that bleed infusion, it just adds an extra little bit of like panic to your head when you're thinking, oh, how do I escape this? Because you're just seeing that bleed build up go up and up and up. And that plays games with you in your head when you're playing. So I've taken out the Sunbro, but the host, as you can see, is completely gone. He's away. But there's no problem with that, and that's something that people need to realize. You know, the host isn't obliged to 1v1 you on the stadium you want. He's not obliged to run back down to where fight clubs are and give you a fair fight. You know, he's playing the level, and you are there to stop him playing the level, or to make his experience playing the level a bit more interesting. There was something people did back in the Dark Souls 1 PvP days, where in Lost Ivalice, with the Bed of Chaos, you used to have that the fire mage who would stand outside of it. I believe she was like one of Quaelag's sisters or daughters. Yeah, daughters. Yeah, so that used to be outside the Bed of Chaos boss fog, and you'd have that, and then the Bed of Chaos, and that was it for Lost Ivalice. Like it was a very, very, very bad boss, and no one enjoyed playing it. So what a lot of people did with Dark Souls PvP is they would just get themselves decked out in like a Kirk, like a ring finger Kirk sort of outfit. I can't remember what he was called in Dark Souls 1. Nightkirk, I believe it just was. They'd get them in that sort of outfit or the gold hemmed set that Quaylana had. And they would just sit outside the Bed of Chaos boss fog, becoming like the new boss in a way. You know, you'd give players who, you know, they're about to get disappointed by the worst boss in the Souls series, you'd give them a little bit of a challenge before they have to deal with that, you know, something that's actually challenging in Lost Ithilith. And that was also always really fun, and it's that sort of role-playing and community that really makes Dark Souls Invasions rewarding and fun to play. And it's that effort you have to really put into it yourself, you know, to make your build challenging and something that you enjoy playing, but also something that doesn't become, you know, too easy or is too restricted in what it can do. When we talk about Invasions, you know, there's a lot of talk about the tools and using the enemies and the levels and different weapons to your advantage. And that's absolutely true. And if you don't pay attention to that, you're just not going to have as much fun a time invading, because you'll end up just doing 1v1s in this spot right here while a bunch of assholes look. So as you can see, we went down here to look for the host. He's not here because he's not one of those asshole hosts who just run back and go summon their friends, you know. He's going to play the level. The Aldrich Faithful here, he may not know what the host is doing. I don't really have that much of an idea what the host is doing, but I did see him, and I did see him put up a fight before. So I know that he's not just, you know, letting his summons play the level for him. He's still playing the level. I think he ran past the Silver Knight archers, but they're scary, so we can understand that. So as you can see, we've been running around for about 5 minutes or so now, and we still can't find him. But, you know, it's still an engaging invasion, because he's not just hiding away somewhere like in the Farron's Watchdog invasions where the guy's just, you know, hidden, can't find him anywhere. He's using Chameleon, he's using Hidden Body, and you're running around like a headless chicken around the whole swamp. I can't remember if I said that already, but those invasions are really, really annoying. And I'm so glad that this was not one of those invasions. This is me checking if this was one of those type of invasions. If he's just hiding behind like a wall or something like that. But you know, this host, he said, I'm gonna run, but I'm not gonna hide. If you can catch me, you can fight me. And more importantly, that fight won't be just him re-summoning phantoms that I've killed. It's going to be me and him. But I would have no problem with him just re-summoning his friend. The more egregious method would be like summoning 3 Havels to come deal with you. But this host, he really makes a try for it, and that's something you have to admire. Especially this late in this game's cycle. Like, the game, the online is basically dead at this point, but there's still a lot of people trying to keep it alive. And it's good to see, you know, rewarding, engaging, fun sort of invasions like this. You know, the Aldrich Faithful, if you'll see right here, he returns home, he disconnects, because he's like, alright, well, I haven't got any action, I haven't fought anyone, because he didn't fight the Sunbro. And this host, I can't find this host anywhere. So he's just thinking, oh, this is just another asshole host hiding. But I don't usually disconnect from invasions unless it's been a long time, so I'm going to keep on sticking at it for now. And it works out for me, as you'll see soon. Because see, now I know he's there. I've got a little gleam in my eye now. Because I know he's there, and I know I can get to him. He might be up on the bonfire, he might re-summon his friends there. I don't know, but I know I can get, you know, a good fight. I'm not just running around and then DCing. I'm at least going to get a fight. So I'm going up here, I have no idea where he is. At this point I'm thinking he's just going to be up at the Anor Londo bonfire. But he's not. He's actually waiting for me in a much, much more interesting place. And you'll see, I notice him right here. And see, this is the kind of host you want. I had a Spear of the Church invasion on my level 105, on the very same day as this, and as soon as I spawned in, I got one-shotted by the guy's summons R1. He just R1'd me once with a great axe and one shot. And that's Spear of the Church, where your health is like increased insanely. So you have to wonder, like, how is that fun for that person? Is it fun to just watch your summon one-shot the second last boss in the entire Souls series? I don't imagine so. So as you can see, this host, throughout all of this, he's managed to give me something amazing, and that's a fight in midair, which you don't get a lot in this game anymore. Used to be you find people quite a lot up here, but as the game's as the game's died, it's just happened less and less. But this host, he thought, alright, let's play Dark Souls, you know? We've got a whole level, why don't we use it? And that's what made this host fun to play against, because he's not running to the bonfire, he's not re-summoning Havels. You know, he died, but we fought over mid-air, he took me through the whole level. It was a genuinely fun experience, and you don't get that a lot anymore in Dark Souls 3.